It has been way too long since we've had our friends and family over for a game night. So let's set up the game room right now and get ready for our guests to come over in hopefully a few hours. And hopefully through this video, you can kind of see what I do to make sure everything goes about as smoothly as possible. Now, I do say as smoothly as possible in the nicest terms. Things will go wrong. Stuff won't work, stuff will get boot looped, stuff will crash, controllers will run out of batteries, controllers won't sync. There's a lot of stuff that can go wrong. But my first thing is always to make sure that stuff functions before I have people over. There's a few new things going on in the game room right now, and the first new thing is that I bought 3 additional wireless controllers for the N64. You can see these 4 receivers right here. Now, my goal before people come over is to make sure that they all sync up to that N64. So I don't need a whole lot of time to do that. I just need to go ahead and do it real quick. I've stored them all in this bin over here, and hopefully all I need to do is press start on them one by one to get them all synced up. These are Retro Fighters, and they've been pretty easy to use so far. So I'll press start on this and see where it ends up at. That's 1, 2, and hopefully got 3 and 4. Now, the only way to really test them out, though, is to actually play a game that requires 4 controllers. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Actually, this is bad news because only one of them actually shows that there's oh, this would be fun already. So I might be seeing a problem already with the fact that all the controllers seem to be connected to this one port here. Maybe I should go piece by piece and plug them in one by one. We'll see. I didn't expect this to be a problem, honestly. Well, that's not good. That's really not good. So turn everything off, and I guess I'm gonna have to plug these in one by one or something, because as soon as I turned one Retro Fighters controller on, all the receivers decided that was their receiver. So let's just do this one by one and see what happens. That's not good, man. They've had to have designed these to work with more than one of their own brand controller. Will that work? Okay, now are both of these on? Okay, cool. So this seems to be the solution, is to put one by one the Retro Fighters controllers. Okay, well, let's see if this works now. But again, so hopefully right now what you're seeing as we wait for the game to load up here is why I have to do things earlier. This would be an absolute nightmare with a ton of people down here trying to move around and trying to get the controllers, get the receivers. This would not be a fun time. So that is why I would rather do this now. Just need to see some indication they're all individual. And they are. Okay. So all 4 of those will work. Now, if they're going to work when I turn it back on, I'm not sure. At least if it does the same thing that it just did to me, I have the solution very quickly, as opposed to trying to figure it out with a bunch of people down here, a bunch of noise. So that's good. So we have the N64 in good operating order. We have these controllers technically in operating order. Not really, but kind of. So we'll put this back here. And I'll put the rest of these gray ones into the bin, turn that TV off, and we will consider that, well, actually we'll leave that on. We will consider that a success for right now. Now this TV here is going to have one of 2 things on it. Either the Sega Saturn or the Sega Genesis, both of which are good choices. I power on the Genesis just to make sure we get a signal out of that. So go to TV video 1, that's where it's at, only thing on this TV. And I have these 2 wireless controllers. Now, I'm going to make sure, and these are meant for the Saturn, or sorry, these are meant for the Genesis, so press start here, I charged it. Blue light comes on, blue light comes on. Press start on this one, blue light, blue light. So these 2 are good to go. Now, if the game's good to go or not, I'm not sure. It appears not, so we'll fix that real quick. All right, there we go. So the Genesis is going to be an easy fix. That's good to go right there. Awesome. The next thing I'll do is I'll power on the Saturn, and I'll remove these 2 things here. And I can't talk about what they are because that'll give me a nice band. But we're probably going to play Area 51 on the Saturn tonight, so I'll have these ready to go. There are some nuances with using the Fenrir optical disc emulator and using other accessories like this, but I think I found a solution last night, and that is to get into the game I want. Then once I'm in the game I want, plug these controllers in, do this reset on the Saturn itself, and it should load the same game up. Either way, I got these 2 wireless controllers to start with. I'll put these back here, and I tested these and synced them up with the wireless controllers last night, so those should be actually in good order, mainly because I already did all that stuff, so we're good to go there. Now, one of the hardest things to set up for this game night is going to be what we're going to put first and foremost on the PS2 on this TV. And let me show you what that is exactly. That'd be these here, these racing wheels. We're going to play Burnout 2 because it's a lot of fun. It's easy arcade action, but they have to be set up pretty much in advance, but there's not a lot of room to set them up. So my solution will be attach them to a folding table and have that all ready to go. Let's do that right now. And we have this card table, which was $13.95 back in the, it looks like 70s, and it sure looks 70s. Now, what I'm going to do is put it over this corner here, and that way it won't interfere with the tables we have laid out already, and I don't have to rush after dinner and try to get all this stuff set up. So let me show you what I'm going to do here. Put this, these wheels have this cool little system where you unscrew the top and move it over, but you gotta kind of hold it down while you turn it in there. Gripped on that side. Grab the other wheel over here, and then we'll go as far over as we can with these. It's not going to be perfect, but in order to save some space out here tonight, we kind of have to make do with what we got. So the other issue too is there's so many cords for these things, and that's fine. It's a nice set, but man, the cords are a pain in the butt. I'm going to unwrap the USB cables right now and try to leave them like a little bit more bunched up. I want access to these because they have to go in front of the PS2, so I'm going to leave these two here like this. Now I get the rest of the stuff for them. We got the pedals here for each one. So I'm going to take this, and these are going to have to go like so. And again, there's a lot of cords here, so I'm going to unwrap and unravel. And then I'm going to take and get ready by simply plugging them in where they need to go. And this is kind of hard to see, but there is a port here for the pedals here. So there's that one. And I've tried a million different ways. There is no way to not make this messy, man. It is just is a consequence of steering wheels. Even the newer ones seem to have a lot of cords, which is fine. Plug that in there. Okay, so we're plugged in, We're good to go there. One more thing is they require power. So the last thing is these AC adapters. These are very nice wheels, at least they were back in the day. They still are as far as I'm concerned. And they require you to have power to them. So I'm going to unbind this right now, put it back here, and then I'm going to plug in both of our AC adapters. Now this one's oversized, it's the official one, but it's a real pain to plug that one in because this is a normal adapter, but it's not official, unfortunately. All right, so we'll put this here, do this, do that first, and do that. And I wouldn't do that for permanent installation, but for one game night, I will absolutely do that. All right, that gets plugged in under here. This over here, well, same thing, gets plugged in under the wheel. This is why I want to do this first, because look at the mess this is going to make. It is fun, it will be fun, but it's already going to make a mess. Now, we're going to use this PS2 over here. I know there's a save for Burnout already on this memory card, so I'm going to save myself the trouble and kind of swap around the memory cards real quick so we don't have to worry about that in the middle of the game. And I'm going to, on top of that, put the game on top of it. I just got to find it. Now, the nice thing about having the modded PS2 is that it will look for a disc first, and if it doesn't find a disc, it will automatically boot into the game, which is great. So there's that. In fact, let's just do that right now. Let's just get that going. Proof of concept, make sure it works. Where'd the game go? Bet it's in this one. Hey, guess what? It's in this one. So I'm going to do this. I'm gonna hard reset it. Turn this one off. Oh, gotta probably swap out the input on this. Put the case up here so we don't lose it. And hopefully it goes into the game itself. Now while that's working over there, let's go and turn this TV on. And what I've done is I've swapped out the SNES to be on this TV. And the reason why is because this TV gets almost no use. Not a lot of people play 360, PS4, PS3. So I think putting this Super NES on this TV is a better option. Unfortunately, no matter how many times I clean these carts, man, they don't seem to work. There we go. Okay, so we're good there. We got Burnout going there. We're doing good so far. Next thing, we're gonna make sure that we'll make sure our Switch 2 works, and at the same time, we will also be going through our Wii controllers to make sure they have batteries. So I will pull one, I'll pull two, I'll pull the Princess one, three, and I will pull, where's the fourth? Sure, let's go Bouncer. So I'll have 4 Wii controllers, Wiimotes ready to go. I'll check the batteries and replace those in a second, and I'll make sure that this Wii sensor bar here has batteries, which I think it does. So we're good there. And the reason I do that is because the Wii U most likely comes out. It'll most likely be here, even though we have our friend the Switch 2 here. And let's make sure that is in working order. So go ahead and turn this on. All right, looks like our Switch 2 is working just fine. Not too concerned about that. It'll probably be the thing we play the most tonight. I think everyone wants to try the new Mario Kart World, and really, everything I've seen online, it's meant to be played with friends. It probably isn't the most fun online anymore, especially once people master it. Anyways, so I'll put that back. Actually, I'll start that up real quick here, just so it's going. Now the least fun part of this whole adventure. The things we've already done have been vacuuming and cleaning down surfaces and cleaning the bathroom and cleaning the food area down. That's the easy part, I guess, but it does take a long time to do that. I won't bore you with that right now. It's just a lot of little fixing up things and just general cleaning we've done. Great. Anyways, here's the part that really is, I guess, not a lot of fun, and that's setting the tables up. So let's go ahead and do that now. I'm really excited about these here because I think this solves one of those age-old problems of, like, how do we have benches that are useful for a night like this and also make sure we have space to store them. And this kind of answers that question the best way we can. At least I think so. So that's that. Let's see. Is it working? Look at that. Perfect. You can't do any better than that. This is actually ideal. I love this so far. We have benches already, but we got these because we need something that would fold. Space is always an issue down here, and as the YouTube channel grows, we need space for more stuff. So this was the best compromise solution, and what do you think?
I think this looks good. It actually looks like a picnic
It
table
does,
now.
doesn't it? We can put a chair here so we can like kind of lean off over there. I'm gonna leave that clear. Okay, cool. We have this fan ready to go when we need it. I might just put it in here for now. Okay, then this table here is gonna require a tablecloth. And again, I'm probably just gonna put chairs here, 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 but not here. I think it's my best option. What do you think?
People end up sitting on the couch anyways.
Yeah, people go to the couch no matter what I do. So I'll put these up here, and then we'll get Area 51 going later. Okay, so I'm putting a few tables up. I'm not doing a whole lot. Like I used to put 2 more tables in row here. And then I realized after a while, not everyone gets here at the same time. Not everyone eats at the same time. Not everyone's done eating at the same time. Not everyone eats over here in general. So taking up more space with more tables that had to be dealt with after people were done eating so we could clear space for games, at that point was kind of silly to me. So now I think 2 tables is good enough. People can sit down. If we want to, we can butt them up against each other. We can still do that now, actually. But I think 2 tables like this is probably going to be more than enough. I don't think there's a need for any more than this because every time I did more, it did not seem to matter. So this way there's a benching seating, there's chair seating, you have all the stuff you need. So you have a variety of seating. I think this works better, but that's just me. The rule is the more you put out, the more you're gonna have to collapse and the more it could be in the way. But I think this is fine. You can still get around the couch on that side and you can still get around the couch on that side. So what do you think about that? I think what we got here is good. All right, cool. Are we about done?
I think so.
I think we're about done here. So just short of moving a couple tables around, this is good to go. So when people come over tonight, this is the first thing they'll see as they walk down to the game room. Hopefully they'll see that we have fans running, the air conditioner running, and it's gonna be comfy for them. But we also have couches available. We have all kinds of game stuff available. There's seating over here, and on the other side of the basement, in the office area, there'll be pizza and salad, fresh from my favorite place, Jets. Everything should be set up for how we're going to start things off. Mario Kart World's going. We have 4 controllers and 4 steering wheels. On the SNES, if you want some old stuff, you have that on that LCD TV over there. We'll go and play some Burnout 2 Point of Impact with those 2 awesome GT racing wheels. There's either gargoyles over there, or if we get the Saturn hooked up, we'll play some Area 51, maybe some House of the Dead. Either one you can't go wrong with. We have the N64 over there playing away, so if you want to play GoldenEye or any other N64 games like Conkers or something else, you got that. I think we're all set up here, but I'll give you a quick little show just so you know what's going to be over here. Come on. On this other side of the basement, we'll turn some lights on so you can see, but this is the area we put all the food at. We'll have the plates up here, we have napkins, we have utensils over here. We'll put the pizzas here, here, and here, and probably over here. Salad, whoever brings dessert will be there. And then we have a $6.19 bag of chips. $6.19. Ooh. And this is where we have the food at. So we keep the food separate over here so it doesn't get over there in the way and make a mess. Trash cans here, food's over here, we're good. I hope everyone can make it up here safe and sound for game night and have a good time. That's what this is all about. I know I'm not a traditional collector in the way a lot of people are. I have a lot of stuff, but my stuff tends to focus around curated experiences that hopefully everyone will have a good time with and that are accessible to a lot of people. I know when I have game nights, a lot of people say, why don't you make them try out this cool single player game, this single RPG or something like that. And it doesn't really work that way for game nights. The most we've ever done is like some Resident Evil stuff. We closed the lights and had people gather around for PT or Resident Evil Village. That's been fun. But in general, easy to pick up arcade action games are what you want to go for when you have a game night for your friends and family. It's cool to show them all the obscure stuff and even some of the random Japanese stuff or European releases. But in general, a lot of people are going to have a lot more fun if they can play something that they would have seen at the arcade bowling alley and have fond memories with. That's what we aim for here. And we also aim to make some memories for ourselves, for our kids, and for our families and friends. I hope you enjoyed this journey of setting the game room up for our first game night in a very, very long time. Hopefully you have a good game night one of these days, if you're not already, and we'll see you in the next one.